Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Suresh. Hello, everyone. A very good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. This is Preeti from Premier Agile. I'm glad to welcome you all to our 51st Premier Wednesday event on the most awaited topic, that is Safe Overview by our host, Mr. JP Singh. Premier Agile is one of the top 10 agile consulting firms in the world, founded in the year 2018. I would like to share some insights with you about Premier Agile as a company by walking through our website. I'm just sharing a screen right now. Just give me a second. I hope every one of you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So we have arrived at our website, that is www.premieragile.com. We are glad to state that we have trained over 20,000 students in 35 countries and conducted over 1,000 seminars, all of which were 100% successful. We at Premier Agile give world-class training experiences with brain science learning by delivering classes with zero PowerPoint presentations, as some of you would have already experienced. So as a result, we are pleased to announce that our USP is a 5-star rating on Google. So several media outlets have recognized Premier Agile as the best Scrum and Agile consulting organization in the world over the last couple of years. So I would want to share a few seconds video on our recent accomplishments. I'm just playing this video right now. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching the video. So we have, many more exciting ones to add on. And when it comes to certifications, we are honored to be affiliated with the Scrum Alliance and the Scaled Agile organizations. And under the Scrum Alliance body, we do have certifications like Certified Scrum Master, Certified Scrum Product Owner, as well as advanced courses like Advanced Certified Scrum Master and the Advanced Certified Scrum Product Owner. Wherein under Scaled Agile, we do have Leading Safe, Safe Scrum Master, and Safe POPM. In fact, on the combo courses, we are now offering up to 22,000 discount. So this is the offer which we have. I would request you to please reach out to our advisors to avail this offer. So to all of you, we have great news. So Premier Agile is offering an in-person CSPO class on November 26th and 27th. That is on Saturday and Sunday in Hyderabad at Havasa High-Tech City. I would request you to please get in touch with us if you have any references. We do offer a reference bonus as well. So with years of hands-on transformation expertise in Fortune 500 companies around the world, we do offer customized corporate training. So along with the corporate training, we also offer options ongoing learning such as Premier Wednesdays, Ask Mentoring sessions, quizzes, learning shorts, and other resources. So you can find this under the tab resources on our website. So let me share a few insights about the same. So we host free webinars on a variety of topics with speakers from various locations sharing their perspectives. On Wednesdays, this usually occurs, hence the name Premier Wednesday. So we'll be hosting a webinar on December 14th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Craft Your Career by Mr. Suresh, our Agile coach and certified Scrum trainer. So one can earn 2 SEUs by participating in the above webinar. All you need to do is click on register now. So when it comes to professional mentoring, we have given it the name Ask Mentoring, which can be an individual or a group session. You'll be able to get answers to your questions, learn about the most recent certifications, and receive professional advice. To take part in this, all you need to do is simply fill in this form and click on the submit button. So we provide self-quizzes as a part of our free learning. A Scrum Master, a Product Owner, a Product Manager, Agile Coach, Safe Transformation Leader, or simply any Agile team member can benefit from these. Our experts have put together a collection of short videos to help you learn about Agile, Scrum, product ownership, and scaling. So every Wednesday, we do post one video on social media, which we have listed below for your convenience. So as an intention to assist Premier Agile class participants, we have curated templates like product backlog, sprint backlog, user story mapping, and many more to implement Scrum. So this can be tweaked to fit in the needs of your company. So there are more than 100 plus non-IT case studies wherein Scrum can be used, and our website will provide you with a wealth of information on these topics. We have approximately more than 200 blogs on our website that are updated every week. So I would request you to please browse them according to your requirement. So our social media accounts include LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by the name Premier Agile. I would request you to please follow our social media channels so that you may learn and get a lot of information from these channels. So I would request you to please do contact us on our hotline numbers, that is 9154224453 or 707-552-4453 if you require any further support in the future. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. We are just a phone call or an email away. And thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to show you around our website and for choosing Premier Agile. And I would request you to please subscribe to our newsletter to receive frequent updates. All you need to do is put in your email address and click on the subscribe button. And yeah, thank you so much, Suresh, for this opportunity. And I'm just handing over to our host, Mr. JP Singh. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Suresh. Thank you, Premier Agile, for offering this opportunity to speak about Scaled Agile. And welcome all. So let me share my screen just before we start. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So just before I start the session, I just wanted to hear, we will keep an interactive session so that we are meeting the expectations of the audience today, right? Whoever are there. So just wanted to hear from you. What is that you want to know about Scaled Agile in a nutshell or a very high level? So that by the end of the session, we will try to touch upon the points briefly. I would say Scaled Agile is a very vast volume of information it has, but we will just try to share the tip of the iceberg there with you and try to make you aware of what are the practices and other things involved there.
So anyone can just unmute and speak, or you can write a question or an expectation on the chat. You can use it.
Either of
them.
Hi, this is Harish. Can you hear me?
Yes, Harish.
Hi. Yeah, I'm surprised to see Suresh here. There's never a chance to be on Suresh's session. Hi, Suresh. So I am done my Scrum Master and Product Master training a year back, and unfortunately, I am not being able to use much of those on my work. So I always try to at least theoretically.
Harish, somehow your voice is not very clear to me. Is it only for me?
There was some background noise, actually, like a buzz voice coming, Harish.
Okay, is it better now?
Yeah,
yes.
This is better.
Okay, sorry. So yeah, I try my level best to just theoretically go through something, attend a session to keep myself up to date, or at least not at least aware of what's happening. And I think SAFe is something that at least I just want to get an overview and understand. So that's the reason why I'm here.
Okay.
So more of a safe overview is what Harish is expecting.
Okay, thank you, Harish. We'll try to meet your expectations by the end of the session.
Hi, JP. This is Deepan here. I finished my Scrum Master course, and I'm working in a data analytical project based project where we have a lot of cross-selling teams and cross pods who are involved in that. And we are at times we are finding it a bit difficult to put these teams and coordinate with these teams, to inline these teams on basis of delivery aspects and all that. So we have a Scrum, but related to some of them are from different countries and different locations, and getting their deliverables is becoming a bit tough, and it's a very big project team where we have separate departments from the separate countries, from various countries, like that. It is there and it is rolling. So I just wanted to get an flavoring on this aspect. So that is what this attending this session for.
Okay.
So whatever I get from here, I will try to fit that into that that hybrid model, or in a way in which they call it. So they say that it's safe, but I'm seeing a lot of hybrids in that. So I'm just trying to, whatever I get over here, I will try to teach, or I will make some observations. Yeah.
Sure, Deepan. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. So let me start the session quickly. A brief introduction about myself. So I've been into the industry for more than 20 years now, and 8 years mostly into agile coaching and consulting and training. I'm a certified SPC. So I've been implementing SAFe for the last 4 to 5 years, and also delivering some trainings to the extent possible based on the bandwidth available. So that is where I come from, and I have done multiple implementations of scaled agile in my with my clients, maybe small and large, both of the engagements have been there, right? So we'll try to just see the agenda today, right? We'll try to just discover what are some of the challenges we face with scaling, right? Some key highlights of SAFe. What are the SAFe configurations? Some values and principles, right? What is essential SAFe? Some SAFe certifications, and at the end, if we have some Q&A. This is a brief agenda. We are not sticking only to this. So as and when some questions are there or something is there, we will try to address those as well. Okay. Is it okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So we all know we are in the digital world today, right? So just a question to all of you: what do you think is the innovation of the 21st century? If you want to name it one thing, what is it, and why?
Digital transformation.
Okay. Why do you think so?
Artificial intelligence is gradually increasing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else comes to your mind?
I think digital transformation, because it can take care of, replace a human being, right? It can take over any of the manual redundant jobs. It can use the brain of a human being and do some AI ML work, which today people need to spend a lot of hours.
Okay. So just to put it in that means at a very high level, not going into the details, can we say that information technology or the software industry means whatever we are doing to the current era today, right? It is the innovation of the century. Without that, can you imagine the current context of the world today? Any business you take, or anything small or big, whatever you can think of, right? Somewhere or the other, means information technology is involved, right? It is the backbone of any business today. You all agree with that?
Yes.
Right. So we have been doing Scrum or building agile teams or working in agile ways of working at a smaller team level, right? And we are building the networks within the team, agile teams. You all agree with that?
Yeah.
Right. We all understand what is the benefit of agile and what kind of these propositions it brings, and we are seeing the value. But when it comes to scaling, right, there are certain challenges, and we need to address those challenges. So in order to overcome that, there is framework, or I would say a toolkit, not only a framework, but it has all the elements, right? Starting from the values of Agile and Lean and DevOps principles and business agility, everything included, right? We'll see more about that. But SAFE provides you the toolkit for all your needs at one place or in a well-defined. Not only it has defined, but it has been practiced over a period of time, right? It has seen the benefit of it by experimenting and innovating and delivering the things to the organizations and meeting the expectations of the organizations. So it is kind of not only theoretical, but it has been implemented, and we have seen the benefit of it by implementing it, right? So it is freely available to you. I will share you the link, and you can just go through that to understand more in depth and analyze what is required for you, and we may pick and choose from there. But just to answer that, so we all understand why we are encouraging or supporting the scaled agile framework, because it solves all the needs in a one place, right? It is a marketplace, or you can say set of tools, or it's a set of other things you can think of. Whatever you need, you can customize based on your needs, and you can try to fit to your organization needs. So that is the benefit of it, right? So what is SAFE? We will try to see. I'll just present to you. Maybe. So if you see here, right, this is the framework, right? So it has different configurations. We will see more about that, but just to give you a hint or overview, right? If you see here, it is talking about the configurations, different configurations like essential, large, portfolio, and full. And it is mostly, if you see here, it revolves around the value streams, right? So what is a value stream? Any idea what is a value stream?
Something which gives a value to the customer.
Okay. Anything else you can think of? If you see here, right, it is the shortest sustainable lead time with best possible solutions. So any value stream you can think of, right? Value stream is nothing but idea, whatever the idea the organization has, idea to delivery, right? What is the concept and up to the delivery? What are the logical steps you need to do, right? That is your value stream, right? So there are two types of value streams according to SAFE. One is any organization, if you see, if you walk into any bank or any other thing, there is a back end. One is supporting the business, and one is the execution part, right? So you can think of as an operational value stream, and one is the development value stream. Development value streams acts as the backbone for any IT support or information technology or software, whatever is there, right? So whatever is the process going behind, it is the development value stream, and there may be certain operational things which are there to operate the business, right? So that is the operational value stream. If you see here, there are two types of value streams. So operational value stream, it contains the steps for people who deliver end user value using solutions, and development value streams contain the steps who develop the solutions. So hope you understand what is the basic difference I'm trying to bring to you, right? Is it making sense?
Yes.
So we have two types of value streams. So we support scaled agile. The benefit of implementing scaled agile is it promotes both the value streams, right? Not only the development, but it helps you to achieve your business agility by implementing both the development value streams and also helping you to implement the operational value streams also, right? So it kind of provides end-to-end solution to achieve the business agility, right? So that is the advantage of using SAFe. So how does it help? Because it promotes a dual operating system. What is dual operating system is nothing but it kind of, as we talked about the networks, right, within the agile teams, right? So it also helps you to build the networks at the agile team levels, and also it supports the hierarchies in the organization. When I say about hierarchies, I'm not talking about functional hierarchies like reporting structure or something else, but hierarchies like it maybe different departments are there: revenue, finance, sales, legal, right? So there is a hierarchy there in any organization, right? You cannot go over without these hierarchies and means sub organizations in any business unit. You all agree with that?
Yeah.
So it kinds of bridges the gap, right, between the network of the people who are developing the development value stream and people maybe who are working on the operational side of the value stream. So it creates a balance and it promotes different kind of a mix of hybrid dual operating system, where we have the network, where we get the liberty to develop or to develop the solutions based on the inputs coming from the business side. And at the same time, it helps to have the hierarchies and in a better way within the organization, right? And kind of helps to meet those expectations by providing the dual operating system. So that is the benefit of using the SAFe framework, right? So that is why we see that there is a lot of success involved when we see around what is the value addition it has been creating. Okay.
Sure.
Any questions so far?
So when you say that it brings in the benefit of SAFe is dual operating system. So how does it align with what organizations want to achieve with agility in terms of minimizing hierarchy and having cross-functional teams? So how does it align with that?
So that is what I said. I am not saying about having a functional hierarchy here, like having a manager and so that kind of, we are always building a network of teams here, right? We are promoting the network culture here. At the same time, we are also maintaining the organizational hierarchy in the form of departments or sub functions which are required here, right? And there is a coordination between these two groups continuously based on the different decisions which are taken at different levels. Maybe when we talk about the at the program level, right, or at the higher CEO level or CFO level, wherever the decisions are there, the strategic decisions, everything is transparent, right, based on that. But still, we have those hierarchies. Even if it is structural, but the transparency is there, and the network promotion, whatever we talk about, team of agile teams, right? That is how the art runs, agile release train runs, right? So we are promoting that on one side, and at the same time, we are also promoting the value or importance of the hierarchies which needs to be maintained.
Okay. Yep.
Right? So if you see here, we will talk about some of the basic things, then we'll move to the slides. I'm not going to talk much about the slides. I don't want to make it monotonous presentation, right? So if you see here, it is basically maintained on this at the bottom line. If you see, here are your core values. So what are the 4 core values if you talk about, right? we are talking about transparency. We discussed, right, why it is important to maintain the transparency. So we are promoting the transparency by having the everything in a transparent manner and different support systems also. If you see the palette here, there are different support systems which SAFE provides. By implementing these things, we will be able to maintain the transparency, right? At the same time, we have different structures or roles here defined and some key elements, right? The 7 means guiding principles. If you see here, we will talk about those things. So these kind of help you to promote the alignment as well. Means from top to bottom, right? From the strategic decisions up to the team level, we have a proper alignment and a proper transparency, right? And with the promotion of technical practices and means concepts like DevOps and continuous integration and continuous delivery, we are talking about having a continuous system demo and integration at very regular intervals and having a cadence and everything published for that. We are also at the same time promoting the built-in quality concept, right? So we are not spending too much effort on rework. So that is the idea of having it continuously integrated and having continuous demo, right? And even at a solution level, when I'm talking about solution level, maybe multiple trains are there or multiple teams, means a group of teams are working together. Their work is always integrated, and at the end of every iteration, we are having a system demo. So that is how the advantage you will see by building in the quality from the initial stages. And the fourth one is the program execution, right? We are having a cadence, we are having everything planned, we are having a rhythm maintained, and we are able to execute whatever the program we are working for, right? Okay.
Yes.
So the next is the means having the lean agile mindset. When we all understand what is the importance of having a lean agile mindset, I'm not going to deep dive there. But at the same time, I want to touch upon the SAFE principles, right? What are the some of the SAFE principles? So we are promoting the 10 principles. So any framework, right? If it is you are simply implementing it and not practicing it, it will not give any value. So we all have gone through the Scrum trainings, and we all understand if we are simply implementing Scrum as it is means there in the book or guide, whatever we learn, but not practicing it, right? So then maybe we will not see the real benefit of it, right? One is kind of doing agile and one is being agile. So you might understand what is the difference by what I'm trying to say. So any guidelines or principles which are there, there is a value behind that. So we need to understand what are they trying to say and how are we going to derive the maximum value to our business, to our customer, and to our users by adopting to those things. It's not only just executing the framework and implementing the cadences and doing the work there. That may or may not add value. But if you start to deep dive and implement or these things in a executable way or understand what is the benefit it will bring to you, like we understand the 12 principles of the Agile Manifesto, right? So if we are able to get to the roots and try to develop those things and understand those things in a better way, any framework will be helpful to you. It will add more value to you, right? So we have these 10 guiding principles which will support you to get the maximum benefit by implementing SAFE. Okay. Any questions?
We are okay.
Right. So just let us go back to the slide once and we will come back again as and when required. Right. So this is Dean Leffingwell. He is the founder of the Scaled Agile framework. and or you can say he's a creator. So that, like we discussed, right? It's not an option now for having means agile implementation, to leave it behind and to go ahead. Without any business you want to do to in today's digital world or a volatile world we see today, right? Without implementing or executing agile ways of working in any organization, it is not beneficial to you, or it will not add value to you also. So nowadays, means agility or being agile is not an option, right? But it is a mandatory thing. Any organization wants to succeed in today's world, they have to implement whatever suits to them. I'm not saying that you implement a particular framework, but you need to uh, understand your customers, you need to understand your market, and you need to have a shorter means duration of time to deliver anything into the market. So those are some of the critical things you will need to maintain. Whatever framework you practice, that is up to you as an organization or as an individual, what you want to see, what adds more benefit, right? So let us take a small example, right? If we are think of a Scrum team, we are building a small house or something like that, right? Just to give a context, right? And if something similar, small work item comes of a different dimension or some different things, that team may be able to deliver, right? So, but think a large complex, residential complex is to be built. So will you be able to replicate the teams simply and try to deliver the things without any other hierarchies and structures? Is it possible to you? There should be some coordination and collaboration points, right? Or some hierarchies apart from the teams. You all agree with that? Right?
Yes.
So that is the benefit SAFe brings to you, right? So it helps to build the teams and means builds the network. At the same time, means it has the supporting hierarchies, means which enables you to achieve the business agility, right? So that is the advantage of using those uh, structures and at the same time building the networks together, right? So as I said, it is a set of toolkit. You can think of it as a toolkit. It is not mandatory that you need to use everything, but whatever is required to you, right? Whatever is suitable to you, you can pick and choose and try to experiment and see what is useful to you. And based upon that, you can customize and try to build upon the additional things what you want to implement, right? Maybe you can start from the basics, then you can implement, do a means kind of a small implementation, right? Run means a small experiment and try to see if it is adding value to you. Then move on and try to implement at the various top levels, right? Maybe at your program level or at your portfolio levels also, right? But you can start with the basics or essentials and try to see if it is adding any value to you or not. Nothing to means say that everything you need to go and do a big bang implementation. That is not the recommendation. Okay.
Okay.
So just to means make it a bit lighter. So as we see, right, there are all the things available, what I said in the toolkit. So it's again up to you and based on your situation, how you want to implement or bring business agility to your organization. It again depends. You have to make the decision and you have to make the right choice to see what is adding value to you, or you are happy with the way you are doing. Right? So what do you think may be some of the challenges when we are scaling? Means you can just try to bring some points or thought processes. What do you think maybe some of the key challenges when we are trying to scale?
There are few existing teams and no new teams are being formed and no new departments are added to that. So sudden change or no, they bring set of new teams into that. See, they call different pods, then they bring new additional pods into that. So that is one challenge which we are facing. And some of the departments we are not sure, like we do not have a larger focus, because see, some of the universal projects we do not know which are the departments, where it is, and what is it. Suddenly they come in and no, they get into a lot of things. So universal project where people sit in remote places and no, they do it. But at the end it is somewhere something gets lagged and no, they are also not tagged into.
Okay. So maybe if I understand correctly, you are saying that most of the teams or people or the business units work in silos, and the work comes on an ad hoc basis or on a need basis, and we have to accommodate those things. But the visibility or transparency is not there.
Yeah. They are related to some of the use cases where some of the teams they are also impact of that, and suddenly they come in and no, we are finding it a bit difficult. They are huge departments. So that too in a banking environment space.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else? Any other inputs?
So that is the first challenge that I look upon.
Okay.
So,
okay. We'll see. We'll try to see how SAFE can address to that. I will come to that point.
Sure.
Just hold on. Yes. Anything else? Okay. So maybe I have just listed down, not saying that these are the things we need to focus, but some of things from my experience when we are working with multiple teams or having multiple team of teams working together, right? So these are some of the challenges we face if we don't have a structured framework or something like SAFE or any other thing which can help us to address this issue, right? Maybe the roles or how to manage the backlogs at the different teams level and at the program level and at the portfolio level. What kind of collaboration needs to be there, right? How to integrate our daily work, what kind of practices we need to have, and maybe on the what is the vision, why we are together, what is the need for us to be together, right? And what are kind of communication channels we need to have, right? So what kind of metrics we need to do, have to measure the right metrics, right? We cannot measure everything and everything is not required. So what are some of the right metrics we need to measure? What kind of planning we need to have, right? How to manage the architecture at a solution level if multiple teams are working together, right? What kind of automation, demos, what kind of budgeting we need to practice in order to sustain the we need not go again into the traditional ways of budgeting because it may not add value to you directly. Many organizations are still there, but there is a high need to change from the old school thought of traditional budgeting to suit the needs of the agile teams, right? So we need to think in that direction as well, right? And also to what kind of practices you need to have, right, to sustain the practices, what kind of customer collaboration you need, stakeholder management. So these are some of the challenges generally we may see, which SAFE addresses means not, I would not say 100%, but to the maximum part, everything is taken care if you are doing it in the right way. Again, means so there is always a probability of that, how we are implementing the things and how we are understanding and how we are doing the things, right? So these are some of the challenges we can foresee. Anything you would like to add here, which we might have missed?
What about people in terms of their readiness or their willingness to change? Because obviously, safe implement, it requires people also to think on those lines and be ready for that change, transform their thinking, a mindset changes. That's also one of the challenges, right? So if you're already covering that here, I think.
Yeah, so definitely we means see the willingness and means addressing those challenges are part of the training, means making the teams ready to understand what are the different roles in SAFE and what are the probabilities there and what kind of expectations, and so setting up the roadmap. I would like to means kind of present just a minute. See here, right? This is the implementation roadmap we have in SAFE, right? So it kind of helps you to set the stage, right? You need to start by means having small team level trainings first, maybe to start with, and then go and train your executives, then identify your value streams and arcs and set the expectations, right? So here we are trying to kind of see what kind of roles and other things are required for us. Based on that, we will do a train level training and means identify the teams and do a kind of POC there, and also train the executives, right? Identify the value streams. So this is one of the other, again, the important part, as we were talking about, right? Working in silos, so that may not work. We need to identify what is the value stream and what kind of people are required to deliver that value to the business, and what is the means purpose of establishing that value stream, right? So that is more important for any business. So if we are able to identify those things in a means right direction, identify the right value streams, and train the people, set the roles, and at least everybody is speaking the common language there, right? Everybody is trying to understand what is that they are talking about, what are the checkpoints or what are the coordination points, why do we need to work together, what is the roadmap we have, right? So all these things will be explained, and once the ground is set, everybody understands and everybody is in sync, then we go for the activity called a PI planning. I will come back to that, where we all collaborate together, right? So that is the heartbeat of scaled agile, you can call it out. So everybody will spend some 2 days of time or 3 days based on the requirement they have, and everybody is confident enough by the end of the 3 day session or 2 day session. When they come out, the business understands what is the expectation they are setting, and at the same time the team understands what is the work they are doing, and the commitment is made not from the business side, but it is made from the team side to the business, that these are the features or these are the objectives we will be able to help the train to meet, right? So that is how, means top to bottom, the commitment is there, right? And means vice versa. So everybody is in a sync, right? Once the event is concluded, and it is a continuous process again. So that is how the means value addition or the means understanding of what are the different roles and other things takes place in SAFE.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we talked about the principles, we talked about the values. So we will be means also discuss about the means 4 SAFE values. and we also discussed about the safe principles as well. So we will try to quickly go into the configurations, right? So there are 4 types of configurations. I will show it here in the framework here, so it will be easy for you to understand. If you see here, right, if you go to the configurations here, you have a essential safe, right? So essential safe is nothing but you are having a value stream, right? And then you are having your backlog, program backlog here, and you are having your teams, right? Teams to implement those things, right? You have a team backlog, you will have the different roles. You may be implementing Scrum or XP or Kanban, whatever is required based on your team need of the teams, and you will be having a team level backlog and doing a implementation of the product increment program execution here, PI, and every sprint, right? Here, if you see here, you will be having a system demo, right? If you see here, this is the system demo we are having. So once we conclude the sprint, all the teams involved in this release train or in this value stream particularly, they will integrate their work and a common integrated demo is done. So that is the beauty of it, right? So we are not missing out anything, but the whole train is moving together, right? That is why we call it as a train. Suppose there are multiple compartments in a train, right? Normal physical train, if you see, but all the compartments reach the destination station at the same time, isn't it? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is the advantage of having a continuous integration of the work. And it is not only integrated, it is a demo is given, it is reviewed by the stakeholders, and the feedback is taken back, right? If something needs to be changed, it is taken at the initial levels itself, right? So by the end of the PI, we will have a integrated system demo being showcased to the customers multiple times, and a feedback is taken back. So that is the advantage of running the train and executing the PI in a better way and a coordinated way, right? So continuous integration is there, continuous delivery is there, release on demand is there. All the advanced concepts are promoted by SAFe, but again, it depends on the infrastructure and the appetite of the organization to what extent they want to incorporate those things, right? So you will have some new roles, right? Like business owners who are responsible for taking the decisions as a group, and they will be prioritizing the works and other things. You will have a system architect who will be implementing the architectural runway or helping in creation of the architectural runway. Architectural runway is nothing but to support the architecture, right? So maybe they will be leading, and once the work is, if you see here, right, it is being created, the architecture, and it is being consumed again. It is being created as per the demand and it is being consumed. So it keeps on supporting the teams in a continuous fashion. As and when there is a need, there will be this work will be created, and then this work will be consumed by the teams within the train, right? So that is how the architectural, it is an evolving architecture, we call it, right? So support from the team and support from the architecture group, continuous collaboration, and the architectural runway takes place. So that is how it supports the train as well as supports the team as well. So that is the responsibility of the architectural system architect and product management group, right? So they support to prioritize the program backlog here, manage the things here, and help the teams here. And we have the Agile RTE. RTE is nothing but, if you think of a chief scrum master, right? We have a guard within the train, right? Something like that. He or she shields that the train from external things. Something similar to what a scrum master does at the team level. RTE does the similar work for the Agile release train or a team of Agile teams, right? So similar responsibilities to coordinate, to collaborate, to see out that the impediments or means anything raised by those teams are resolved, taking it to the right stakeholders, right? Helping to set up the cadence calendar, facilitating the different events, right? Helping those means different teams to come together. So those are some of the key responsibilities of the release train engineer or RTE. Okay. And at the team level, again, we have our product owner, scrum master, and the team members as well. So that is the composition of your team level. Okay. So if you want to implement essential safe, this much is only enough for you to start with, right? And then if you want to see that, okay, we want to have a portfolio level implementation, right? Then you will see that some different layers are added, right? Here, if you see, right, the strategic themes, your portfolio vision, your portfolio backlog, budgeting, right? Your creation of this value streams and the KPIs at the portfolio level, what kind of solutions are there, and some other extra roles are coming here now. If you see here, right, some epic owners and enterprise architect. Why do we need an enterprise architect now? Because there may be different needs for the portfolio level things to be taken care by the enterprise architect, and the system architect will be supported by the enterprise architect on the decision making.
I have a question here. What does this enterprise architect do? Like, see, Epic owner, he has the full control of what the business related to. Maybe there may be a set of no functional nodes which are broken down. So, Epic architect, what does this Epic architect do? Like,
no, it is nothing like an Epic architect. So, Epic owners in the SAFE, Epics are nothing but initiatives which are owned by these Epic owners, right? So they will see through that if once the budgeting is done here or it moves from the portfolio backlog, right? Once the Epic is accepted and it is funded, right? It is moving to the value stream. So these people will own, right? They will see that, okay, whatever the implementation are being done, that is being, there will be some owners who will be seeing through that, okay, whatever the work needs to be done for this Epic, it is being implemented in the right direction. That is how their responsibility is there. This enterprise architect will create an overall solution, right? What is required to be consumed by, maybe there may be single train or multiple trains also possible, right? So based on that, this enterprise architect job is to create a high level technical support which is required to the execution of the solution. That responsibility will be by the enterprise architect. And the system architect will be supporting at the program backlog level, right? And they will be supporting the in the working closely with the teams and the other leads or people in the within the teams to see that it is being the enterprise, this architectural runway is being managed, and everything whatever is required by the teams is being available to the teams or not. So this part, maintaining the architectural runway and supporting the technical work which is required. If you see here, right, the enablers, if you red ones, if you see here, these are the enablers, maybe the NFRs or enablers or the technical solutioning which needs to be there, which acts as a binding architectural work, right? So those things will be taken care and supported by the system architect here. Did I answer you?
I got some clarity. So the KPI and all that will be done by this person, this enterprise architect. The KPI.
No, see, everything is done by the all the people put together, right? So whatever is required, it is not that this person will be managing something, but the whole train, whoever is working. So they will see that they will together understand what kind of KPIs they need to execute or practice and what kind of KPIs they need to report, right? So based on the agreement, these metrics will be captured and reported by the whole train. So maybe the RTE, whoever is here, right, the release train engineer, he will be presenting on a regular basis what are the key indicators there, or what are the key performance indicators, what are the metrics the business wants to see, or what are the anything, right? So during the discussions or presentations, anyway, it will be available to all the people. But the responsibility lies with the RTE to facilitate those sessions and provide the relevant information. And maybe the architects also will support the RTE to talk the right language wherever required. Okay. And then we have a large solution. Large solution is nothing but kind of having again multiple trains put together here, right? Suppose there is a value stream which requires multiple trains. So how to coordinate? A train can be of a maximum size of 50 to 125 people, right? That is the recommended size coming from the SAFE based on the historical knowledge and the data whatever they have gathered, and the Dunbar number based on the communication channels, what can be well maintained, right? So like we have a number in Scrum teams as well, the optimum size. So here also we are recommending a optimum size of 50 to 125 people, right? So that is the recommended number, but again small variation here and there can be accepted, but not a larger variation. So if multiple trains are required to deliver a solution, large scale solution, then maybe different other roles come into picture for the coordination and collaboration, right? Like the system train engineer will be there, or solution train engineer, who will be supporting the different RTEs, right, to run the trains in a easy way and to coordinate and collaborate. And at the same time, maybe a solution architect and the solution management group will be there to support the product management group, right? So this is different groups will come into picture to support the different trains, and coordinate and collaborate between different trains also is required. Not only having a program backlog, but we need to maintain a solution backlog also there. So in order to prioritize those things, the solution management and to provide the solution architect things will be taken care by this group. So, and person will be there to manage the collaboration between different RTEs and the Scrum Masters and product owners group participating in the different sync activities between the art syncs and the product owner syncs, which happen regularly. So those things will be taken care by this solution train engineer. Right. And so then
one more thing, like, see, we have some country specific requirements. It's the same functionality, but it differs from country to country. So that also comes into this kind of what you have said.
Can you just elaborate?
Something on, let's say country 1, country 2, country 3. These are there, and where these different departments have this country related requirement, and it's the same kind of changes that they require. So we involve different stakeholders of different countries. So will this apply? This model will apply for that?
See, again, it depends, right? If we are having minor changes, like the solution may be same and some minor configuration changes and other things are there, it can be taken care of in one value stream itself, right? But if it is having a larger scope change, right? I would say that maybe then there may be a need to have separate value streams itself for different countries. So what is the volume of change we are expecting? It depends on that. What kind of, maybe we are developing some solution for one country, but the user requirements and customer expectations and the norms within those countries are different, and in another country it is completely different. So maybe we are having same intent, but at the same time, different overall solution is required. So what based on the customization, what is required? That is how I see. It can be catered through one solution itself by having small changes in the configurations, if that is possible. So then we can go with a single value stream and a single train, right? But if that is not the case, we are seeing that there are maybe there may be major changes or major requirement changes from different countries. So then we can think of having small value streams and small trains created to cater those needs. Again, it depends.
Okay.
But it can be catered in one train, and small sub teams or some sub value streams can
Is there a situation wherein teams, do not adopt DevOps because normally the understanding for initial understanding for Scrum teams was that Scrum calls are for developers, but when DevOps is adopted, it can include anyone, including the marketing teams, the various business stakeholders. So is it something that essentially needs to happen or not?
see they are not recommending to have everything. It again depends, right? As I said, based on the maturity. If when I'm saying DevOps, right, it need not involve all the practices of DevOps, whatever we are saying, but a basic CI/CD should be in place, right? If suppose multiple teams are working together and we don't have a continuous integration and a continuous demo, so we will be lagging somewhere, right? So that is the idea of promoting and having those practices in place from the start.
Okay.
Right? Even if we are not 100% auto, see, DevOps is again a cultural thing. That is how I see, right? It's not only about tools, but the culture we bring into any team or organization, right? It's again a set of practices and set of automation and the mindset change, right? How we want to do our day-to-day work. Right, involving people from not only from operations and other things, or that is, we even promoted the Scrum team level also, right? Even if we are we will not work in silos, right? We want the operations people and the business people also to participate and give their inputs when we are defining some user story or creating some epic, right? So, but implementing the concept is one thing, and just bringing that idea and supporting the teams to the extent possible based on the maturity of the organization, right? And the need also, right? What kind of automation they need to have, what kind of DevOps practices, what kind of tools they need to have. That depends again on the solution which we are working. But the idea is to integrate continuously and to get a feedback from our stakeholders continuously. Okay.
Okay.
Any other question?
Over here in that representation, I could see Kanban. So is it Kanban way of dashboard is a solution? Like I can see a Kanban way in which
This one?
if you see under after portfolio vision, you can see that portfolio backlog. It is
Yeah.
once again Kanban. Yeah, Kanban.
Yeah. So what happens is, right, suppose we have a portfolio vision, right? So based on the vision, different epics and other things will be created and moved into the backlog here. This is the portfolio backlog, right? So if you click on this, let me show you just for your benefit. we did not want to go into the detail, but just to understand, make you understand, right? So this is how the backlog will be there, right? Different business epics will be there, right? And when you move to the implementation, there will be certain strategic decisions being taken at the portfolio level, right? So in order to fund which epic or what kind of means things you need to take care, right? That decisions will be taken based on the Kanban board here, and the means things will be taken managed there. You see here.
Yeah.
So it is not that means everything which is coming into the portfolio Kanban will be means prioritized, and so this is how the means work. Different columns are there in the Kanban. So one is the funneling, then the review is happening, analyzing is happening, right? Portfolio backlog means epics are being approved, and then finally means somebody is taking care of moving it forward. So once everything is done, it moves to the done stage. That means it is being accepted, and that epic is now ready for the next steps. So that decision will be taken at that portfolio Kanban board. Is it clear?
Okay. Yeah. See, I have one more question here. See, we build and we evaluate in basis of MVPs. So if the MVP, if there is a slippage, let's say we give a MVP for a month or so, and if there is a slippage by another 2 weeks, so how is that we create? We once again go back and we do a kind of MVP building or something like that. Is there
See,
any...
this MVP is to just saying that what kind of means what is the scope of our MVP, right? So we'll define the MVP, the scope, and once it goes into the value stream, we will be doing a PI planning, as I said, right? So based on the commitments made in the PI planning, the objectives for the PI will be set. So as long as we are able to meet the objectives of the PI, we are good. So the epic owners or the business owners will make sure that whatever is required for them in the MVP is being taken care for implementation during the PI planning. Okay?
All right.
Right? So 10 things you need to take care of when we are trying to means implement essential safe. We need to first is means practice the safe lean agile principles, right? Then create the agile teams and trains. Trains are nothing but team of agile teams, right? So if you are having means 10 teams, agile teams, the total all the teams put together is called your train, and it is nothing but again a team of agile teams, right? And then you need to focus on the cadence and synchronization. Means what kind of cadence you will have, how many sprints, what is the different meetings, and what are the synchronization points and other things. So PI planning, we will see. I will just try to present a video to you just to make you understand, and we'll see what a PI planning is, right? Customer centricity and means DevOps and release on demand, architectural runway, system demo, inspect and adapt, IP iteration, lean agile leadership. These are the 10 essential things you need to take care of when you are implementing the basic essential safe, right? So any questions on this? Some critical roles, as we discussed, the release train engineer is there, product management group is there, system architect, right? Customer, business owners. So these are some of the new roles you may hear. Release train engineer, product management, system architect, we all understand, customer and business owner. So here if you see only the release train engineer is the new role which you will be seeing. right? So some of the key things, PI planning, release train, and LPM we talked about, right? There will be a lean portfolio management at the portfolio level, which we saw the Kanban board. So they will be kind of helping to prioritize the work and kind of move it into the next columns based on the priority and the expectations and informations, whatever they have. And one more important concept is the IP sprint, innovation and planning sprint. So every PI, by the end of the sprint, it will be an IP sprint, where we don't do any development work, but we try to innovate, try to learn something new, which will be helping us to achieve the goals in a better way. Also do a PI planning for the upcoming release train, for the upcoming PI. So those activities will be performed during the innovation and planning sprint. And we also promote to have the design thinking workshops, right? And having the capability to release on demand. Release on demand is nothing but to adopt the DevOps practices in a better way so that you can release to the customer whenever there is a demand. So I talked about the PI planning, right? So PI planning is nothing but it's a 2 days activity, right? So generally we do everybody in the train, right? Suppose if there are 100 people or 100 plus people, everybody, including the business, means key stakeholders, customers, everybody comes and gather together, maybe physically or virtually. Both are possible nowadays after the COVID. So we initially it was promoted to have a physical activity, but now means many teams are doing it virtually also. So that is not a showstopper anymore. We have different tools and mechanisms to manage the virtual PI planning as well. So everybody gathers together, right? And the business sets the business context. So that is done in the initial part, right? And the product solution and vision is also presented, right? One is the setting up the context, why we are doing the PI. Everybody is there, including the business, your customers, stakeholders, and the teams. So everybody understands what is the context, why we are doing, and what is the vision. Also, the architectural vision and the other technical practices or the boundaries of the working agreements which needs to be practiced that are presented by the architects and the group members there who heed those technical changes. Then a planning context, maybe planning context is nothing but setting up the priorities, what kind of features they want. Planning context is that, and a lunch break is taken. After that, the teams regroup together and go into a team breakouts. Team breakout is nothing but each respective team will go into a breakout area and they will try to see what kind of features they can work on based on their skills and capacity, whatever they have. And they will try to break those high-level features into high-level user stories or requirements and try to put it into different buckets, right? In which iteration maybe they can start working or in which iteration they can start completing on that, right? Just to identify the dependencies between the teams and to identify any potential risks if they foresee. Just to highlight those two things, right? What are the means maybe some potential risks and what may be the dependencies, maybe either internal within the train or external to the train as well, right? So those things will be taken care. Then they will present a draft plan, right, to the stakeholders. The review is done and the management will review those draft plans and suggest if there are any changes required from their side and if any questions or clarifications are there by the teams, that will be addressed. So that is the activity on the first day. So based on the inputs coming, right, during the management review, the teams will regroup together and discuss the planning adjustments, what kind of adjustments need to be made on the second day. Then again a breakout will be carried by the teams, and a final review will be prepared, right? And we'll break out for lunch and then regroup to discuss on the program level risks and roam the risks, right? Maybe it means either the risk can be resolved, either the risk can be owned, right? Mitigated or accepted, right? And then we will go for a confidence vote. Confidence vote is nothing but to seek a confirmation from the teams saying that, okay, how confident you are. We go with a fist of 5, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest confidence. So all the people in the room will share their confidence, and if there is any low confidence, maybe you can say less than 2 or less than 2.5 sometimes. So depends, right? So if it is less than 2.5, the confidence, that means the teams are not confident that they will deliver the things. So in that case, maybe another discussion is required, and then they go for a rework and again present, means again the same process. Again, take a confidence vote, and once everybody agrees, we conclude and do a retrospective for that PI activity. That is how the session concludes. By the end of the session, you will have the PI objectives and the high-level dependencies and risks identified and owned and mitigated. So that is the advantage of doing a PI planning. So let me see if I can find some video for you. 1 minute. Can you hear the sound? Hello?
Yes.
We can hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
The evolution from the first PI planning a year ago to the PI planning that we're in now, which is PI 6, has changed dramatically. Both enjoyable experiences, but everybody kind of running around like headless chickens, quite nervous in that first PI. And now we seem to be like a well-oiled engine.
It's been probably the most fundamental change for our commercial teams. Our commercial teams never had the opportunities to get in front of the engineers. There was always multiple layers in between there. Having this process where every 10 weeks we've got a business owner who's saying, hey, thank you team for what you delivered last time. Here's what it drove. And hey, here's what we're hearing from our customers about what we need. This is why it's a priority. And when we actually deliver this, here's the value that it's going to drive to them and us.
The teams are so much more confident in their planning. We do things a lot earlier. We collaborate more effectively across the teams and across product management and the dev teams, so that when we come into PI planning, the teams have a good idea of what they're going to take on in their individual teams.
We had our business owners come to us and say, look, I know that we have all these commitments, but one of our primary customers has asked us to make a change. We said, okay, what are we taking off the plate of the teams? Because we can't do it all, and SAFE tells us we can't do it all. They agreed that there was work that could be removed. We went back to the teams And when we told the teams, A, you're going to get started on this, go ahead, we're good to go. B, you're going to remove X off of your plate. They looked at us and they were like, wait, what? We don't have to do it all? The team was able to deliver the new requirement in less time than they had estimated it. And they didn't have to work overtime, and they didn't have to work long hours. And the success of that and how it motivated the team and the appreciation that they felt at having been heard and understood was off the charts, and it was amazing.
Okay, so that is means how the PI planning works, right? So it adds a lot of value there, and everybody is there in the room. Not only means the development team, the product management group, the architects group, the stakeholders, the key business people who are funding the train, right? Everybody is there, and everybody understands by the end of the session that what they are going to get and what kind of risks and what kind of challenges they have and what kind of confidence they have from the teams, right, to get the work done. So that is the advantage of doing a PI planning, and that is a key concept of means having a plan together and which is accepted and agreed by the all the members in the group. Okay. And we discussed about any question.
See, if we do the PI planning, but if there is some kind of a leakages on something which we have forgot to predict, or some lag is there, then how is that we take that, or how is that we bring it into this?
Maybe you can elaborate.
Let's say no, for one of the scenarios where we have predicted, let's say it's just 2 weeks of what it is required, but seeing to the situation and know after going into a kind of a 50% of the work progress, then we find that no, it requires more of a kind of a time or schedule in that. So once again, on what we are doing, it's in a kind of there is something that we have left out, right?
See, we are not committing that whatever we are planned we will be delivering 100%. So there may be exceptions, right? So we need to renegotiate with our business and with our product owners or the product management group and see what is bare minimum required to meet the objectives. It's not that we will be implementing all the technical things which are required. Maybe sometimes there can be a negotiation. They also understand, right? We have committed for a high level objective. So how do we meet the objective? That should be the goal. For an example, in our Scrum teams, right, we set the sprint goal. So whatever is required to meet the sprint goal, we will try to work in that direction by prioritizing and deprioritizing some scope. So if we see that maybe somewhat we may not be able to complete or we don't have the bandwidth, we need to renegotiate with the product management group and have a negotiation there. That is how I see it. Okay. Yeah, so coming back to SAFE, some of the certifications, I'll just help you to understand. So leading SAFE and product owner, SAFE DevOps, SAFE for government, Lean portfolio management. So these are some of the certifications, foundation level certifications, and then you may have some intermediate SAFE for teams, Scrum Master, architects, SAFE for Agile, software engineering, right? And you will have some advanced certifications like SPC or advanced Scrum Master, RTE is there. So there are different levels of certifications which based on your role and the career path which you want to choose, maybe if it adds value to you, you can choose and try to advance in your knowledge gaining as well as understanding the framework in a better way. So that is how I see. I think that's all I had. Any questions? No questions? Okay, I think Deepti, over to you then. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, JP.
JP, can you hear us?
Yes, Suresh, I can hear.
Okay.
Any question for me if I missed something?
No, I think we are fine. We are fine.
Yeah, I was asking from the team, any questions before we conclude, so we can discuss.
Okay. Guys, any questions on
Yeah, hi,
your
JP.
yeah.
Others here. So sorry to ask it late at the end of session. So actually, I'm just new as a Scrum Master, so going to work as Scrum Master. So I heard today from my team like another Scrum Master will be going into safe trainer or safe agile mode. So in real-time project, like how will be the transition from starting as a Scrum Master? So when they will be become as a safe into with detailed complex safe role and those kind of.
See, there will be responsibilities wise, there may not be major changes, but as I said, right, you need to understand the key structure of the safe, what kind of implementation you have done, what are your synchronization or cadences, what kind of meetings and other activities you have, what kind of roles within your release train you have, right? So what kind of expectations is there from your PI, how to manage and track the PI objectives, what kind of role you need to play during the scrum of scrums, during the PI planning as well as during the implementation part as well. So you need to understand how the safe framework works, right? What are the expectations from the Scrum Master? So if that is available, see at a team level, you will be doing the same job, right? Whatever you were doing as a Scrum Master in the Scrum world. But some responsibilities or some expectations or some other things will be add on apart from what you were doing regularly at a team level, because you will have more to do in the combined group, right, or combined train. So maybe, so that expectations you need to understand and you need to be aligned to that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank
Any
you.
suggestions, JP, on the learning or a transition for such a Scrum Master from a team level to a multi-team level, like a safe implementation? Any suggestions to learn or read or anything like that?
Yeah, for means reading means you would like to means I would suggest go through the means framework itself. So it's always a readable thing, right? You can click on anything, the topics what you are new to, right? So you can just try to grasp at a very high level. If you don't understand, maybe means if you read one or two times, right, multiple times, you will try to at least know the vocabulary, know the means high level context what they are trying to say. You don't understand in depth also, that is okay. But apart from that, maybe other path I would say is means try to if your organization is providing some safe trainings within the organization, or you have the appetite to do some attend a 2 days workshop, so you will get the complete picture. I would means generally suggest to go with the safe agilist to start with. You can any role, right, it can be suitable to you. Because all the elements of safe is being covered there, and you understand what needs to be done. If you are either you are a scrum master or a product owner or any other team member also, it helps everyone just to understand what are the basic expectations, what are the important things you will learn, what things you need to know when safe is being implemented. That is another approach. Again, it depends on your appetite again, right? What is your hunger to learn, what kind of value add you see there. It all depends again to you. Either you can do a self-learning or you can go for a certification, or it depends again what is your choice. But definitely self-learning to start with, then you can try to means enroll and try to see if it is adding more value, because there will be some definitely value additions there when you attend the workshops.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Chief.
I have a question. Actually, for this kind of a safe framework for a larger scale of the organization, Agile coach can guide us to build that. Will that be a kind of which we can build?
What do you say to build?
No, see, you have shown us the roadmap. You have shown us all those roles and other things, right? So to build up such a framework and know the people structure to that and know to get that done. See, some of them they may to build up such a framework, you need somebody's guidance on taking up steps to do it, right?
Right.
Yeah. So will a Agile coach be able to formulate such thing and give us a picture about it?
See, designation doesn't matter, right? As long as somebody has expertise and experience and understands how to implement safe, they can definitely help you and guide you. It need not be only means that if Agile coach is there, they can only help, but somebody needs to have the real-time experience of means implementing those things, right? So somebody who has that experience can definitely guide you to build in the capabilities within the teams there. But recommendation from safe is you get trained from an SPC who can means deliver you the team level training, as well as create the awareness and the means rightful skills required to implement safe. So if your Agile coach is well versed with safe framework, definitely yes. But again, it means it depends on the what I am trying to say. I think you will understand, right? So if he or she is well versed with implementing, they can definitely do it.
Yeah, so that's a good suggestion. So just to add on, there is no special designation or a role called Agile Coach in any organization. Just that it comes with some experience of implementation, real world Agile implementation, Scrum implementation, safe implementation. So when you have that real experience, working with multiple teams, that person is called as an Agile Coach because he or she has experienced that, seen some failures and seen some successes. That's probably hired as an Agile Coach in your organization. So yeah, you should talk to them, work with them, and then see if they can help you in your problem statement. Very good. Let's check any other questions. The last few minutes we have in the session.
Right. Yes, Suresh, I just have one thing. I already pinged in the chat, but still, I just want to recoup because I don't have much network connectivity. Sorry for the inconvenience, but still, what is the major difference between, say, 5 and 5.1 certification? Major, if you want to take a pinpoint of 1 pointer or 2 pointer on a highlight basis, I just want to have a basic difference on the major ways. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. So the major difference is we talked about the competencies, right, and other things. So that was implemented in 5.1. If you talk about the progression, I think if you are certified at 5, maybe you can just attend the video lectures and other things, and you will be certified for 5.1. There is no separate certification for 5.1. So. But now, if you are somebody is doing new, they get a 5.1 certification. That is the major difference. Not much has changed. The small additions will always be there with any minor releases or minor versions, right? It's not a major version. 5 to 5.1, it is the same minor upgrade.
So since it is a toolkit, there is always a little bit enhanced, upgraded learning offered by SAFE. Upgraded practices, and that is what is probably the difference between 5 and 5.1. But it's very minor is what I understand. But somebody who is already a 5 could enhance to 5.1 by attending some learning or videos on the SAFE website. Is that
right?
Sounds good. Yeah, thanks, JP and Suresh.
Sure. Very good. Let's check. Any other last questions? Okay. So one feedback or anything that I would like to ask all participants here is, in general, from a SAFE perspective, any topics that you are looking at, because we have been doing these webinars from the last 2 to 3 years. JP has been doing for Premier Agile for some time now. So any specific topic suggestions as far as SAFE is concerned, because he has been covering very large high-level overview of SAFE. Anything specific you want to cover? I mean, one thing that I have just realized is, how do you transition from a one team Scrum Master to a multiple Scrum Master, multiple team Scrum Master? I mean, that could be something deeper in like that. Anyone is experiencing some challenges, would like to probably type some suggestions on the chat. That would be of great help for Premier Agile and JP to, tailor the sessions for you next time. Anyone can help with a suggestion like that? While you're still thinking about that, I would request Deepthi, if you can kindly help us on how to claim the 2 SEUs for this session. So just there is a help document that is available on our website, premieragile.com. So Deepthi, kindly post that link. Deepthi or Ram or somebody from the team can post the link about how to add SEUs for this session.